everyone, welcome to my studio and welcome to day 22 of NaNoJouMo 2021. Today's prompt is floral and I'm going to do a collage, but first of all I just wanted to thank you for hopefully understanding that things are getting busy here with the holidays. I have company and for the first time since October 25th, I went back to work, so I'm still recovering from my knee surgery, and I went back to my regular full-time job, which is I work in a school cafeteria, and so I went back and started back on to that job, and then I also started back at I've been working on my evening job, which is helping with Taekwondo. So it hit me hard, and I've been just trying to get back on my feet, literally get back up on my feet, and so it kind of stumbled me up as far as being able to stand here and even just work on anything in my journals. So I just kind of had to take a day to get myself back into feeling good, and so that's why we're a little late on the videos and why sharing my pages. I have been trying to remember to post the prompts on Instagram and then also the Facebook group, but so thank you for understanding, and we just have a few more days to go. We're so close to being finished, and I'm really excited, and it's fun seeing my journal get nice and thick and chunky, and I hope that you are enjoying this and that you are having fun watching your journals get nice and full of pages also. So today's prompt is floral, and I am going to do a collage, and I decided, well, the first thing that I did was I wanted to have an image of a person in it, so I just started looking through my magazines and ended up finding, I've got things kind of laid out here. I had everything laid out how I'm going to do it. I went ahead and cut all the pieces out so it's all ready to go. So this will be, as far as putting it together, it should be relatively quick as far as assembling this page. But I found this great image here, and as I was looking for something for my journal, the page that I'm at is actually this page here that opens up. So this is going to be day 22. So I needed something that was big enough to go. I was looking for something that was big enough to span across these two pages. And luckily in a magazine that I had, it had a few that were actually two-page images of just a single person. And so I found this one, which I really, really liked, and thought that it would work perfect. So I am going to have to trim it a bit as far as on the top or the bottom. The sides I'm not going to have to cut too much out, but my plan is, let's see if I can get this picked up, is to adhere the image on here so it's on the fold, so I won't have to actually fold. I won't have to fold the image. I'm going to use where it's already cut as where I'm going to place it in the fold of my journal. So I've got that, and then I decided to give her wings, and the first place that I looked, because I needed something big since it's a big image, and I have this calendar here that has butterflies in it, so I went through it and I went ahead and cut out a couple because I'm not exactly sure which ones I want to use. I really like this one. It matches her dress and it just looks really pretty, but then again I really love the monarch. And I like the contrast of the colors in her dress, the purple in her dress with the orange and yellows of the wings. So I'm leaning towards using this one. I went ahead and cut this one out just in case. So I've got those. And then I went through, because I was needing bigger images of flowers, and I had another calendar here that has floral images in it. And I like the idea of having image from a magazine with a real person and having the drawn images of the flowers on there, just kind of that little bit of contrast. So I went through that and cut out a couple of pages, and as you can see, I've had both of these for a while. These are both from 2015, but they're great places to find images in. So I've got those, and I just cut out a couple different kinds. I've got some pink ones, and then I've got a couple white ones. And as I was looking at her hand, I thought it would be neat to try to put, as I was placing the images around on here of these flowers, I was looking at her hand, and I thought that it might be the way that it is, that it might be neat to put something in her hand. And luckily enough, in this calendar, there was a flower in there that actually had a couple of these rosebuds. So I am going to use my X-Acto knife and slip the stem of the flower in under her thumb to make it look like she's holding on to these. So I've got those, and then I thought she needed a crown or something. Whenever I first started magazine collage, I started using rings as crowns on my girls. And so I pulled out my folder here that is full of jewelry and watches. That's what all of this is. And I came across this one right here. And as I looked at it this way, I thought that it might be something neat to put behind her head. So I went ahead and cut it out. So this is what it looks like. And with this, you're not going to be able to probably see much of this middle part. Maybe these diamonds around the edge are going to be shown a bit from behind her head. But with these here, I think I'm going to just kind of cut little slits in the side of her hair and feed that through so it'll look like it's tucked in and held in behind her hair. So that's how I'm seeing that. So as I was doing this and pulling all these things out and cutting them, I went ahead and cut everything out, and I just went ahead and sat and placed them on here how I thought that I'd want them to be, and moved them around. There's a little bit of text down here that I'm going to need to cover up. Some of that will probably be left even after I trim this image down. So I was just moving things around and placing things on here, and when I got them how I thought that I wanted it and how I thought that I would like it, I went ahead, and I do this a lot. I took my camera, my phone, and I took a picture of it, how it is. Because a lot of times, as I'm doing more intricate collages that have lots of pieces on them, I would get them all placed on there how I liked it, and then as I took it off to start gluing things down, I would forget how I had it, and a lot of times wasn't able to get it exactly how I had placed everything down and how I really wanted it to be. So I started just taking a quick picture of it with my phone, and that way I have something to go by whenever I'm starting to glue things down, especially with placement. If there's something that I know I need in a specific spot, that helps me a lot if I take a picture of it and then use that picture as a reference so that I know how to start placing things down. It also helps in this case, since there's going to be different layers and different things that are going to be tucked in here and there on the main image. It helps me to kind of be able to see it already finished, so I know what to put down first as I'm building up the different collage pieces. The other thing that I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to adhere all of the elements onto, I'm going to cut the image first to size, and then I'm going to go ahead and assemble it all on my work area, and then after it's complete I will then put the completed pages in my journal. I'm not going to glue this down and then start adding things. And the main reason why I'm doing that is because a lot of this I'm going to have to cut little slits in this image so that I can tuck the flowers in places, tuck the flowers in her hand. I'm going to cut along her shoulders so I can tuck the wings in behind her back and things like that. So I need to be able to have this out so that I can use my X-Acto knife on it and get things where they need to be. I'll be putting a little bit of glue on the back here to make sure things are adhered well whenever they are tucked in, and just little things like that. It just makes it a lot easier when you're doing a more just a more advanced type collage like this, instead of just adding layer and layer of paper on top of the base image. So I think that's all that I wanted to share with you about that, and I'll get this video out. And once again, thank you for understanding, and just still trying to recover. I thought I was doing great, and it's feeling good, but it's really hard to just kind of work my way back slowly into things, especially with my job. It's very it's very strenuous, and there's kind of no halfway ground. You're there and you're busy and you're working nonstop, or you're not working. So I appreciate your understanding with me just kind of getting these last few days back on track and on target. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start on this page, and I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much. Tomorrow's prompt is neon, and so not tomorrow, but day 23's prompt is neon, so we'll be doing that next. And I know I'm going to be doing mixed media for that. I love neon paints, so that one is just mixed media no matter what. So I'll get started with this, and thank you again so much, and let's work on this page.